Hey peeps, I'm back for some more of Rock's The Original Concert Chick storytelling. For those of you who thought after those first two videos I made that I would just hang it up and stick to my blogging on the beach, the thought crossed my mind. But since I told you that I would be reading this story and we have 7 more pages to go, I am going to do it because I mean what I say and I say what I mean, always. So, for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm talking about this little chick who started the whole Be Yourself movement. And right now, so far, she is hatched from a chocolate egg in the south of France. She crossed over the Atlantic Ocean in a private yacht. She landed in New York City, and she's just discovering a little bit more about herself and her world. Because, you imagine this is a little chick who's just born, and she's very independent. She had no choice. It's all about survival. So when she lands in New York City, she hears music and she's thinking about music and what music really means. And what she quickly discovered was that people and all other living creatures were very different in their own way, yet very much the same. Regardless of color, size, education, occupation, etc., Rox realized that everyone desired love, health, safety, a sense of belonging and community, and to be appreciated. And no matter where she found herself on our planet, she noticed that everyone loved music. Music made people happy and music brought people together. They sang and they danced as if they had not a care in the world. When Rox discovered music, she discovered herself. She knew there was still so much to learn, but she gladly accepted the challenge because she wanted to be the best Rox that she could be. And along the way, she wanted to help others grow too, because she knew that every chick made a valuable contribution to the world in their own special, unique way. Now, in this story, I have a hot link to a great song, If Everyone Cared by Nickelback. And I want to play a little bit of that because I'm going to learn how to do this, to have some music in the background, see if this will work. So, as usual, bear with me, and I'm going to see if I can do this. Just play a little bit of it. I hear it. You hear it? Okay, just pretend you're at a concert, listening to Nickelback, singing this song. Listen to the words. Okay, I think that's fair use of that song, and we will hear from their lawyers if they don't agree with me. So we'll see. But yeah, really, truly, if everyone cared, the world would be a completely different place. And yes, we're all alive, and as long as we're alive, we should be caring. So very good song, very good message. And it continues on with the rest of Rox's story. So Rox really liked going to concerts held at outdoor amphitheaters. The world's best amphitheater on the planet is in West Palm Beach, Florida, and it's called Coral Sky Amphitheater. It's been called other things, but it's gone back to its original roots of Coral Sky. It is absolutely the best. So if you're in the area, even if you're not in the area, hop on a jet plane from anywhere. It is worth the travel, the flight time to get here, because no matter what's playing, who's playing, the venue rocks, the whole place rocks, you rock. It's a perfect fit. You need to get to the Coral Sky Amphitheater. All right, enough about that. But Rox really does love that place. So, she felt very comfortable there. She likes being outside in nature. She didn't like to be cooped in. Well, who does? I certainly don't like to be cooped in. I doubt you do either. So anyway, so we have a lot in common. So Rox always had a great view of the band because she could perch herself in many places. Well, being a little chick with these cute little wings, she could fly into places that we only dream about flying into, right? But even then, she knew that there were some areas that were off limits, and we'll get to those in a couple of seconds. But what she did do, she was able to roost in light tracks. She sat atop stage equipment. She even perched on the back of front row seats. She just had to be careful not to get too close to the hot lights because she didn't want to end up a rotisserie chicken like her poor Uncle Marcel. That very sad to be a little chicken family, because she's had a lot of tragedies, as we've heard, between the scrambles and the omelets and the hard-boiled and the Humpty Dumpty whole thing falling off the wall. Can't put the pieces back together again ever. Very sad. And now she's got this rotisserie chicken uncle. So she's brave. She really is brave. And there were only two places that she couldn't perch: in the backstage area and on the band's tour bus. Now, she could have snuck in there, but she didn't want to be a sneaky little chick. She wanted to do things by the books, and she wanted to earn her right to be back in those two places. She dreamed of having access to these areas and knew that dreams would come true if she wished hard enough and took action. You just can't sit around and wait for things to happen. Ain't that the truth? One day she tuned into her favorite radio station, and she heard that her favorite band, Nickelback, which we just heard, and we pretended we had like a mini concert on this show tonight, was coming to town, and the lucky listener would win a backstage access package complete with a party on the band's tour bus. All she had to do was be the 74th caller. Well, she tried, and she didn't make it, but she didn't give up, and she thought she's not going to give up her dream of getting backstage and on the tour bus. In fact, that night she actually did have a ticket to see a show that somebody gave to her, and it really wasn't the show she wanted to see, but she thought, she could practice a little bit of patience, and she was grateful for the ticket that she did have, and she would enjoy the show nonetheless because it would give her a really good opportunity to observe how other chicks did get backstage and on the bus. She'd be able to conduct independent research through consultations with roadies and the security crew. Well, as you can tell, this story is going to get pretty juicy pretty fast. So I'm going to call it a night here. And thank you for tuning in and this whole experiment we've got going on. And signing off right now. I'm sort of looking down here because my little girl, Roxy, she wants to come up and say hello before we leave. Roxy, here you go, baby girl. She's been scratching at my legs. Isn't she sweet? I should have brought her on earlier, because then no matter what I said, it would be an awesome video, because look who is starring in the show. That's our Roxy. You guys have seen her in pictures. Here she is. Here she is in person. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Denise-Marie TV, and I will see you the next time. Thank you. Sweet dreams. Have a great night.